Welcome everyone, this is Polyf Needles and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at Jesus and LOTRO and hear LOTRO players. And this week we have with us Sanswinda
Hello.
and Krister.
Hello.
Hello everyone, and this week we have a small release, and that's update 34.2, which was released on February 1st. And the big note here is that they had the Ill Omen Skirmish updates added to this. So the Ill Omen Skirmish opened up on Thursday, February 2nd, and will be running until, it says 3 a.m., February 28th. So in effect, it'll be running until the 27th. And this year, they are including some new rewards, so you could check out over there, and you could speak with Netta Penleaf over in the skirmish camps at Southbury, Oscaloth, and the 21st Hall in order to get started. So you need to defeat the Harbingers of the Dead as usual, and they'll be rotating. There are 4 sets of Harbingers, and they'll be changing them along each day. So have either of you had a chance to kill any Harbingers yet?
No, but who did you get the quest from again? What was that? Meta Pineleaf? Is that what I heard?
No, Netta Penleaf.
Oh, Netta Penleaf. Okay, I thought you were trying to self-inflate yourself into this.
No.
The Ill Omens.
No, it was.
I haven't checked it out yet, but I'm going to. Yes. So.
Though I did check out Fibro Jedi's guide to it, and he does, let's just say, misspell Penleaf on a couple of occasions. And also in this update, for classes, the Burglar's effect Relish Battle now properly displays effects text on its tooltip. The Burglar's effect Bob and Weave now properly displays the amount of healing it will do, as well as the timing intervals for those heals in its tooltip. Several Lore Master skills will, with area of effect benefits, including Nature's Fury, Chill Winds, Wildfire, and Murder of Crows, are now properly applying to monster players near the target of the relevant skill.
Ooh, that could have been potentially frustrating out there on the old PvP arena, I think. Hey, they're not being affected by my spells.
And as for events concerning Ill Omens, the tokens of Ill Omens are now bound to account. Ill Omens now include Doom of Karis Galebrin. In addition, all Ill Omens quests for Doom of Karis Galebrin has been added to the Skirmish Assault Strongholds of the Free Peoples. And also, 2 new cosmetic pets are available to barter from Netta. Netta also has conspicuous important items for level 136 to 140 characters. And the 2 pets in there are, one of them is a type of crawler, and the other one is a type of warg. Actually, I think it's officially listed as something disguised as a warg, since obviously the free people shouldn't go be running around with real warg pets. So it's a cosmetic pet that's disguised as a warg.
Maybe that would indicate a true end to the conflict, between the good and evil races. If we all started raising wargs. It'd be cool. What'd be cool is if you could actually get your warg pet to be to look the same as your warg monster play character. That would be pretty cool.
The Ill Omens quest wrapper quest skirmish Ill Omens now grants a tracery token legendary package in addition to its previous rewards. So that means that you would have to complete the daily quest for the Ill Omens 12 times in order to get that token.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're not going to get one every day. It's for completing 12 of those things. And the trouble with ill omens is that when it's typed out in the font that they have here, it looks like a Roman numeral 3.
Ooh.
Because they're using a sans serif font, and when you have a sans serif font I followed by two L's, you can't tell them apart.
The 3 omens. See, that might be kind of a cool one too, because maybe there's 3 ill omens. See?
Ah, well, then I guess it'd be 3 omens instead of ill omens if it's.
Well, maybe there's like 3 ill omens, 3 happy omens, 3 distressed omens.
Distressed omens, okay. Let's then go into items. The captain's Cardinal Essence of the Gallant now correctly improves Gallant display when you are specialized in the Hands of the Healing trait line.
Huh. So I wonder if they're trying to actually make Blue Line something with that. You know, or they're trying, because not too many captains do Blue Line these days. But,
well, we'll have to see what happens after the captain changes go live.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Are they trying to? You know how that goes too, finally, where they'll make the changes, then suddenly one aspect of your class becomes very important at that point. You know, maybe it's the captain tank or the a blue hunter, or whatever it is at the time. So that'll be interesting to see what the changes that's going to bring. Because right now I would probably say that the majority of captains are red captains that might do yellow, but hardly anybody does blue. So interesting to see if they have that make a return.
Maybe it's just a case of it took them this long to figure out there was something wrong because there weren't enough blue line captains to notice.
Yeah, maybe a couple of weeks ago they went, hey, you know what? We have captains in this game. We do.
The shields of Old Regian from Dumacaris Celebrin and the Black Grave shields from the Sarkvorn will now properly drop for levels 20 through 140 characters instead of just for characters at level cap. And the Warsteed skill granting item is now able to be destroyed. Though I guess Sans is wondering, why would anyone want to destroy that?
Right? I mean, the Warsteed is amazing.
I think it's kind of funny that you couldn't destroy it, though, if you want to get it out of your freeing up an inventory space. You actually can't delete it.
Yeah, I have a feeling it must be related to someone who maybe valors or something like that, and if they've already gone past Rohan and already have Warsteed writing, then they get this token in their inventory that they can't get rid of.
That would be my best guess, too, because that's the only reason I can think of for wanting to destroy it.
Yeah. And as for quests and adventure areas, in Delvings, random crafting boxes have been replaced with a crafting picker box in Tier 7 and higher Delvings. And the Delving Malice Pestilence Discharge now triggers at any distance and centers on the deceased enemy. An erroneous flag has been removed that caused players not at level cap to be able to interact with, gain, and complete Delving quests. And an issue has been corrected that would report Delving quests as completed after turning the gem over to the Delving Stone. Now, I'm wondering, when since an erroneous flag has been removed, I'm not exactly sure what was happening there, because I do notice that the Delving Stone is there if you enter into a mission at lower levels. I'm wondering if they changed that. I'm going to have to go and check that, because I don't think I've done a mission since they've performed the update.
Well, now I'm curious about the separation too. Like they're saying, level 7 delvings are a minimum to have this, then what? So everybody gets Umber Dye if they're doing a lower tier delving. I'm curious. I'm just curious. I'm sorry. That it was more of a testament to. I'm hoping the reward tracks are actually tuned in such a way that you're not getting Umber Dye when you're doing the really hard ones. So hopefully that is what they're saying here is a step in the right direction. I guess.
Well, I'll have to see on that. Sarkvorn, the Black Grave, now drops chests at tiers 4 and 5 twice per week, up from once per week. Various LOTRO bonus days boosts now properly applied to the Doom of Karis Gelebrin's Skirmish. Players can now swift travel from Herna to Rivendell. Guess that's useful if you... The question is, what's the minimum level to do that swift travel?
Yeah.
Because it could be quite interesting if it's a level 20 minimum and it'd be our new way to get over to Rivendell. Players will no longer get stuck in the steep set while taking slow travel between Glooming Tarn and the Pits of the Stonejaws. I guess that's good. Several floating structures in the Breeland homesteads have been grounded.
Boring. I like them up in the air.
And an erroneous placed hotspot that would teleport players away from the landmark Gold or Call in the South Downs has been corrected. And as a miscellaneous note, the 5th season of the Legendary Items reward track begins February 15th, featuring new rewards. So I guess that means this also included the rewards track updates in addition to everything else.
Have you been liking the reward tracks?
Well, I've gotten... I think pretty much so, because I've managed to upgrade a lot of legendary items that way.
Cool. Good.
Have you even bothered to use them?
Nope, not yet.
You might want to check your reward track because remember, on February 15th, all progress you made on the reward track is going to disappear.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you want to claim any rewards you may have earned because you might have 100 claims to make right now in order to get all these nice rewards.
I can power up.
Yeah. All right. And that's it for our updates for 34.2. And I should also note that they are expecting I think they are expecting a small patch next week. I don't know what it's going to contain or anything like that because it looks like they've already added in the reward track updates. But apparently there is something small that they're expecting to do. And even more importantly, they are also expecting to have the first round of Bulwer for update 35. They are expecting the captain and warden changes to be in there, or at least some of them. They don't know yet whether or not the new instance is going to be in the first round of beta or if it's going to wait till then. My guess is probably that if they do have the new raid in there, actually it's a 6. It's a 6. Oh, that's right. It's an instance cluster. I suspect that what they're going to do is they're probably just going to have the first boss or something like that, and that they're not going to have the whole thing, even if they do have it implemented. I guess we'll have to go and see. Or they might have some of the cluster in there, but not the whole thing. Actually, wait a moment. I guess I'll have to check the calendar again to make sure I'm not getting updates mixed up or anything like that, because who knows how many times you get updates mixed up. Well, while I look that up, perhaps Krister could read the store sales for this week.
Sure. And what you need to do now is prepare for battle. 20% off stat tomes, regeneration food, run speed boosts, attack damage boosts, and the weekly coupon is for a simple rally horn. And the coupon code for that is Rally Fellowship, all one word. And both of those, all of that is through February 9th.
All right, thank you. All right. Yes, now I see. Yes, what we have is that's supposed to be in the update. That's right. Is a 2 to 3 player instances, a 6-player instance, and a raid. So I suspect at least one of those instances is going to be in there.
Definitely interested to see what the raid's going to be all about.
Yeah. So we'll see how many of those are actually in this particular Wolverine build, because I suspect that usually raids come a little bit late in the cycle. In fact, sometimes raids wind up being in the .1 update instead of in the regular update. I guess we're going to find out when we have the announcement next week, assuming that Bulwer does actually come up, because sometimes things don't go as planned. Then let's have a look at our week in gaming. And Krister, what were you up to?
Well, last night we couldn't generate the numbers for a raid. In fact, we couldn't generate the numbers for a 6-man. So we we had 3 of us that we went and ran the featured instance, and that was a nice walk down memory lane in terms of that none of us remembered the mechanics to the Goblin King fight, but we managed to power our way through it anyways. Yeah, we're confronting something. We've been keeping the fires burning for quite some time with our kin, but it really, we've had moments where it's been there's been a cessation of activity, but then everything starts working again. But this time it's been really long, and it doesn't feel like we're coming back from it. So I've got to start thinking about what I'm going to do, because a lot of the stuff that I would do, I wait because I'm waiting for my, basically my kinmates, and I don't think I can keep waiting. So it's just frustrating. It's we were kind of hoping things would get back up, get back and active with our group, but.
Well, maybe when the new raid comes out, they will.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the fires burning. Hopefully, that's what I'm kind of hoping, is that the new content will see some people come back. This has been the longest period of kind of dormancy that our kin's had since we've been together. So, but I'm a positive person, and that's why I keep running the Friday night stuff, and I'll keep doing so. So hopefully that'll change, and we'll get some raiders back, because I'd like to do. I've got to stop waiting to do the content now. I've just got to start doing stuff. But I do prefer to do it with a group, because it's just nicer to do anything. Do landscape with a group just makes it. It's like having another person in your car. If you're just driving by yourself, it takes a long time. But if you have somebody to blab to in your car, then the time just passes without you even realizing it.
Maybe that's why I do YouTube videos, is so I have somebody in the car with me, even if they're not there.
That's not a bad idea. Okay, then maybe I'll have to retune my my expectations. That's hysterical. I'll just have a YouTube video played in the background. Now in ESO, of course, my orc is continuing to accumulate huge gambling debts. But boy, howdy, is he looking amazing. I have to just say, as a person that's been dressing up virtual dolls for years, I think I've come up with my favorite doll. So he's like a minotaur. He just looks like a scary minotaur. And I think I told you guys this last week too, but now I've had several more people with that same minotaur helmet up on, literally run up to me, stop, and then they just log off. And so I'm assuming that they just log off out of shame, because they just look like garbage next to me. I mean, I'm like the golden minotaur. So that's been pretty exciting. That's and what was cool is a couple of the kinnies from LOTRO took a look at the game, and both of them had owned it before, but they started playing again. So we did a little group stuff in ESO, which was pretty fun. And then just my standard gaming stuff. I've still been playing this Satisfactory, this factory crafting game. Still been playing Civ 6, and my pen and paper D&D group. We're getting ready to launch our post return to the Temple of Elemental Evil campaign to see what happens after we save Hogwarts. So that has been my week. And Piley, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Oh, my Runekeeper, who was questing in Western Rohan, in Eastern Rohan, I've moved into Western Rohan, so I headed over toward Edoras and did the quest over in the Ford, trying to see what I could do there, and I've just now headed over into the Eastfold in order to do some quests over in that area. So we'll see how things work over on there. And for the field trip, we were in Herne doing the quests over in that area, where you, of course, learned that Boromir has absolutely no patience. I know, what a shock is that, right? And then in Friday Night Fight, we faced some ill omens. And someone decided, hey, how about when we had our last one, we had done the first three, and the last one that we had what to do was a choice between either Survival Barrel Downs or the Icy Crevasse.
Ooh, what a
And the person whose turn it was to select decided not only to select Icy Crevasse, but in order to make things more interesting, how about if we try to work on the Tier 3 Harbinger deed?
In order to work on the deed, you need to progress. But did you guys actually progress?
No,
or?
we did manage to kill the Harbinger.
Oh, good. Okay.
Fortunately, the Ill Omens event does not require you to actually finish the skirmish itself. Because, yeah, that was... the boss fight was a complete disaster, of course. But that, I guess, could be said true about Icy Crevasse, even if you were doing it Tier 1. So I guess that was nothing new.
And you've literally just described every run my kin's done, so.
Yeah. So, yes. So we did, I guess, reasonably well, though we did die a few times over in Icy Crevasse because, well, Tier 3 and all sorts of nasty things happening on that. But we did finish the day cycle for the Ill Omens event. And that's it for my week in gaming. We currently have 13 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, you can go to the donations page to support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money will be used for podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. If you would like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@lotroplayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News. And on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News. You could join us for our shows at lotroplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. This is Piley Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.